Back with the Calhoun County 2024 Media Day by the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. I would like to make mention before we go to the coaches and the players that we sure would like to have you be a part of the quarterback club this year. We have some amazing speakers coming. You get to know these coaches and you get to participate in 4 scholarships given to 4 of the players in Calhoun County that play football. We offer an opportunity for them to apply for that scholarship. We discuss it, and we would love to have you come and be a part of it this year. Just reach out to one of the board members if you know them, or go to the Calhoun County Quarterback page on Facebook and send a message to us and let us know you want to be a part, and we will get you all the information. It's every Monday night. You get a meal. It's about the best deal in town. You get a meal and you get an opportunity to see a great speaker and get to know some of these players better. We now would like to welcome to the Cooper Chevrolet stage on the 2024 Calhoun County High School Football Media Day, the Weaver Bearcats. Weaver competes in a 3A Region 6. The head coach of the Bearcats is Ken Kofer, and today Coach Kofer has brought with him senior quarterback defensive back Caden Gooden and senior wide receiver and defensive back Kashawn Allen. Coach Kofer, we'll start with a few opening comments and then we'll take some questions.
Hey, glad to be here. This is a great event. It's always fun, especially when you get to bring 2 characters beside me right here. It's also great to be a Weaver Bearcat. God has sure blessed me. I said that last year, it was a blessing. I got 2 great administrators that just happen to be right back there also. Glad that they're here. They are full-time supporters of Weaver Athletics and couldn't ask for a better situation. And just glad to be here. Thank you for having us.
We'll take some questions now.
Ken, that looks like a new helmet look. What was the thought behind the white helmet look this year? And then Caden and Keyshawn, what do you think about it?
Well, I'll tell you what, never had a white helmet wherever I've been. Thought it looked pretty, thought it would look good. I won't be honest though, I sure do like the black helmet as well. If we can ever build this thing up the way that we want to, we're gonna have both. I just think the black helmet's a little bit of tradition right here, but we want to bring a new look right here and come out with a new look this year, if that makes any sense.
This question's for you players. Coach Kofer seems like a tough guy. What has he meant to you guys in the time that you've known him? And what does it mean? What does he expect out of your leadership on the team?
Well, he's very, very, very intense. He doesn't like slacking off. He thinks you go full speed every time, which I agree with. But full speed every time, put in the work, and never slack off.
Kind of like Keyshawn said, he don't want you slacking off in practice, because if you slack off in practice, then you'll slack off in the game and stuff too. So he just pushes us to be the best we can, the greatest we can on the field and off the field.
Do you guys appreciate the fact that you're seniors this year and you've got younger guys looking up to you? What does that put on your shoulders on and off the field?
It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. You know, having little kids look up to me, having people ask me questions how to get better myself and how I do things and how I execute things and asking me for help and stuff. So it just makes me feel like a great teammate and just a great person overall.
Kind of basically like he said, it's an honor for the kids to look up to me, because it shows me that everything I do they pay attention to. So I gotta make sure I do what's right, so they can learn from me, and then they won't do what's wrong and say like, he did this, so I can do it too. But that's not how it works.
Caden and Keyshawn, what do you think about the white helmet?
I like it. It's something different. I never wore a white helmet before, so other than that, I feel like it go good with our uniforms.
Yeah, I love the helmet. It's great. I mean, yeah, like you said, I've never worn a white helmet, and I just think it looks good. I like it better than the black helmet.
Question right here, guys, over to your left. As long as I've followed high school football in Calhoun County, Weaver has always been known for speed. I mean, there's always been guys on that team that could just fly. You two be honest with me, who's the fastest guy on the team?
Me? He's lying. It's most definitely me.
I figured it would be you too, but seriously, do y'all after practice, during practice, do y'all get after it?
Can I jump in right
Yes,
here?
sir, Coach.
Well, both of them, you know, they both had different game speed. It turns on a little bit faster. And much as I love this dude, this guy is the reigning 110 hurdles back-to-back state champion in track and the 300 meter state champion. But this dude did come in second in the 300 meter hurdles in state too. So they're both legitimately fast.
Great. Question.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
went 4-6 last year, which is a big improvement for Weaver. Could you talk about what you see as the next step?
Oh man, winning them all. I mean, shoot, I don't know why anybody gets into this game to coach or play and you don't have that mindset going to practice each and every day. And people say, well, Coach, are you realistic? Yeah, I'm realistic. We should win every game. I mean, they just talked about how, in practice and intense and stuff like that. We do that for a reason. We're not preparing our kids to play on a Friday night if we don't push them hard in practice. The game should be easy, period. I just got through talking to in an interview out there and talking about, I thought Welborn and Randolph County last year kind of out-physicaled us a little bit, but our kids played to the end. That's awesome in year one. They didn't quit, they kept going after them. But there were 4 other games that we legitimately had a chance to win, and it was close, and we should have won. I think they would say the same thing. I can't speak for them, but I think they would say the same. We're here to build a program, not just 1 year of wonder and just make improvements, if that makes any sense. We want to build a program and we want to take it to the next level. And shoot, man, I'm happy that we're playing tough people each and every week. It's playoff atmosphere. That's what it's supposed to be like. So, yes, sir. Hope I answered your question.
You did.
Ken, I'm not gonna talk to you about speed because I know the weight room's where your heart's at. Which one of these two are dogs in the weight room?
Well, this is what's good about both, and this is why they're here. And I'm gonna say this first before I speak on them, is these 2 guys are on the leadership committee named by all the coaches, and there's one of them, there's 3 kids, and there's one of them not here because we were only supposed to bring 2, but Caden Thornton, I wanna mention him simply because that's an unreal kid that plays his tail off, and he's one of the top wrestlers in the state, but he is dependable. Couldn't ask for enough out of Caden Thornton. I wish I could have him up here too. But talking about weight room is, places I've been, you get 2 athletes like this right here, and basketball season come, they are year round. So their football, go right into basketball, go right into track. And I'm thinking these dudes are gonna slack off after football season. And neither one of them did. And if this one was to slack, this one goes ahead and they lift, and he can't stand it. So they compete. That's what you want in the weight room. That's what you want in life. They're gonna compete, and they can't stand if one outdoes the other. So, and they'll get after it in practice every once in a while, talk a little smack, and it's fun to watch. I had a video of that. It's fun to do. But when you get 2 competitors like this, and good old Caden Thornton as well, it's a great place and it's a great year.
Question, okay, I seem to remember that when you were in the 7th grade, you played like 60 snaps on defense against a really good D1 team. How have you changed and matured over the 5 years since you played at this point?
Since 7th grade, the game was different. It's like 7th grade, I was nervous and stuff because that was my first time as a 7th grader playing on varsity. So over the years, it's like it came to me like being able, like people hitting me, and then the game speed and stuff just came to me over the years.
Sean, how did the national track meet that you participate in go from?
It went pretty well, but I mean, not the result I wanted to. Obviously, wanted to win, but it was a great experience. Hopefully, be back next year and compete for that first place spot.
One question right here, Coach Kofer. Last year, you found out a lot about some local rivalries. What impressed you the most with football in Calhoun County and this region? Coming back to it.
Yes, sir. Well, I grew up a North Georgia boy, but I always wanted to go to South Georgia. South Georgia is a lot different than this area. okay? Speed everywhere, spreading out offenses, it's a lot different. When I came back up here, when I came to Heflin, and then over here to Weaver, what it does, and I mean this in the best way, I assure you, it is old school football, smash mouth, like when we played. And you can still be physical down there in South Georgia, South Alabama may be the same way, I don't know, but it's a throwback to just hard-nosed football. And if you're not physical, you're gonna get your tail whooped on a Friday night. It's just gonna happen. So these kids, I didn't get started until the second week of June last year. So we were trying to, brainstorm and find ideas of how we were gonna get these kids to win ball games and something that they could believe in. And I had one game against Randolph County, and I'll brag on this dude over here, is we tried to spread it out a little bit more because I thought that was a better game plan. We're down a couple of touchdowns at halftime. Caden said, Coach, no disrespect, but can we go back to horsemen? And that's basically just a 4-back type set. And some people, count it as a single wing type stuff from back in the day. And, I said, absolutely. When your quarterback says that he wants to go to more of a run and smash mouth, that means everybody else believes in it too. And when you got this guy and his brother Junior on each side of the ball to throw to, 2 athletes, and you can run the ball, it's nice. And that's one thing that we have to make sure that we do this year is run the football and are physical. So we're trying to get our running backs into this game plan, because if we can't run the ball, the stuff on the outside doesn't work. So the OTAs and stuff that we've done this summer have been all about us getting a little bit more physical. But this is smash mouth brand football up here.
It's refreshing to hear you call this type football coming from outside, old school smash mouth.
And that's a compliment, believe me.
Right, and to me and others in this room, you come across as an old school smash mouth coach.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, what do you expect off the field from your young men that play for you?
Well, I will say this, back in the South Georgia days, we were more spread it out, throw it, but we tried to be physical. I've just been raised that way because my dad was a former head football coach, and if you're not physical, it's not gonna look good on a Friday. But what was your question? I take detours all the time.
Yeah, what do you expect from these young men off the field? Maybe in the classroom and at home with their mom and dad. What do you expect out of them?
Well, how in the world are you gonna coach old school football and you can't be old school disciplinarian and all that? But I do know I get on these guys' nerves sometimes, but I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I made when I was younger, and I made plenty. And I had 2 great parents, former head football coach, and my mom's still teaching at 80 years old. And I don't want them to make mistakes driving. I don't want them to take their academics where they want to do things in college. This guy wants to run and track in college. This guy wants to play college football right here. I don't care what they play, or even if they do play, I just want them to be successful in life. If they go into the military, they're the best electrician, plumber, it doesn't matter to me as long as they're a good daddy, a good husband, they're a good Christian, period. So that's what my head coach wanted me to be back in the day, and we stay on, and we do a little push-up thing during the games, but we have to do that for grades, and we get a little exercise, so to say, if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing in the classroom or in life. And hey, I had a grandmama call me last week, and she needed some help, and I'm gonna help grandma. Because she's got a young man right there that she's having an issue with. And my mom had issues with me back in the day. And I remember what my head coach did to me. We can't do that to what the kids today, or say that. But I'm gonna help grandma in every way that I can. Our purpose in this life is to make better people. That's our purpose, period.
Coach, we won't go over X's and O's today, but I met you a month before as you got here, at the media day, and you just come in and we talked about some things about the discipline of teams and things like that. Do you attribute anything, or do you see Weaver changing in that respect? I know it's what you want to do, but is there any things you can pinpoint, or is it toughness? Is it hard work? Anything you can add to that?
Well, I think the way that we tried to come in and tried to practice, we want to practice fast and physical. I think that's, you know, there's a lot of ways to practice, but that's the way that I want to be able to do things. But re-say again what you were talking
Well, you're
about.
talking about turning the tide. You know, we talked about a little bit about
Yeah.
discipline at Weaver and how things are going. Do you see that?
I do, but here's a weakness that I see, and I'll be blunt honest, because I want them to take it personal, and I want our kids at Weaver on the team to take it personal as well. Is when people start talking a little trash to us, when things get a little bit physical, we have to be mentally tough, and we have to quit all the yeah and stuff like that. When talking smack a little bit, and this falls into discipline now, when talking smack a little bit goes out of line, you can get you lose your mental edge. And I think that this has been happening here, and it's not what I like. I don't mind people talk a little trash on our team, but you got to back it up, and it can't be the number one thing. We got to play the game. So when you're talking about things that we need to work on, that's what we need to work on right there, is that. So, but it's learning how to practice, being physically and mentally tough, being better citizens. I got a team full of those cats, and I couldn't be more proud.
One more question.
Ken, talk a little bit about the region. It seems to be where there's more parity in it this year from top to bottom. And maybe if you win a game you're not supposed to win, maybe you find yourself playing for a region title.
Oh yeah, I think anybody can. You know, I'm going to preach this. I think our whole coaching staff will. I think our 12 seniors will. We're going to go one game at a time. You can't look ahead to anybody. You cannot. We're going 1 week at a time. We're going to practice on that game right there. But I can't say enough, and you probably need to ask them this question. I can't say enough about how excited I am to be playing these teams. People say tough schedule. I just heard Coach Finley talking about it too. Somebody may be sitting at home. We're not looking forward to sitting at home. We want to be one of those teams that gets in there. But I've seen teams go 6-4, 5-5, and make a run and win a state championship. You play tough people, you're going to get better. But you know, we're going to worry about us. We can't worry about anybody else. But again, I've said this, but I want to play in a playoff atmosphere every week.
Being that, I want you to give us some final comments, what you think about this event maybe and what it means. But before you do that, I'd like to give you both your players just, what does it mean when he came to you and said, we're coming here today? What did that put in your head for you guys?
I mean, I got a little nervous because like cameras and all these questions and stuff, but I mean, you're gonna have to do this a lot, like he says all the time, when you practice it's a job interview, and you have to show up and execute every time you show up to practice and the games. So I mean, I'm a little nervous, but you know, I just gotta push through it.
I mean, yeah, I was nervous at first, but once like you start talking and stuff, you get used to it. So all your nerves just go away. It's kind of like an in-game situation, like beginning of the kickoff. Get on the game, before the game, you nervous, you got the jitters and stuff. But once the game starts happening, then everything just go away.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sitting here looking at this helmet, and it means something special. And I don't know if the camera can get it. And it's not just the helmet, but it's what's on the front right here is a family sticker, and that means something to me because I didn't really grow up with a big family, so I need these kids just as much as they need me. It is a big deal to me, and I don't use family as a cliche. Some people will break it down. And what each letter stands for, that's not what I'm into. I'm into family, period. These guys will be a part of my family for the rest of my life. And I want to be a part of theirs. It's huge for me. And, you know, I've said it at the beginning in the opening statements. I'm glad to be a Weaver Bearcat, man. I'm blessed with players, administration, school system, people I work with each and every day. I can't say enough about it. And hey, in this event, you wanted me to say something about that too.
Please.
This is awesome. This is awesome, and the way that it's organized is done very well. It's impressive.
Thank you, Coach, and we want to thank the Weaver Bearcats Good luck to your season this year.